guys out here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. I'm not alone. I'm joined by Nubs, Nub Kex. What's up, Nub?
Hey, it's good. It's been such a nice, peaceful day. I think we all woke up today and it's been calm. Everyone's in a happy mood. It's been lovely, yeah.
Dude, I was just telling you, we started talking a little bit off air, and I was just telling you that from my experience, so I don't normally cover newsy content, right? Because when you think about, I was thinking about this morning, right? Not that the viewers care, so I'll be very fast on this, but here I am on my little island in the United States, right? And I'm going against you and Cold Brew and Hell Hades and HH Gaming Network and SAF and Scratch. I feel like all you guys got the time zones, man. YST, I'm a little jealous. But I decided to do it. Last night, I pre-recorded the little tiny bit of content they gave us, like her using her abilities. I didn't know anything about the pass, and I made my little video, right? I shouldn't say I didn't know anything about the pass. I knew like that there was going to be a paid and a free track and stuff like that. I didn't know how much it was going to cost. Blah, 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 blah. My game just came up for the first time right now. So I'm actually seeing like what they show you. I'm actually seeing this for the first time on the Champion Pass. We get Xena Warrior Princess. Do I have to say trademark every time I say that? Are we supposed to say that? Are we?
I've been saying it's Xena : Warrior Princess. People seem to enjoy that because they're very specific in that brief thing we saw that like you cannot call her Xena the Warrior Princess.
Yes,
it's like a
there's
hitman
all these
will hunt
rules.
you down and kill you.
They give us this long list of rules and like a copyright thing to put on the thing. I'm like, I'm afraid to say anything at this point, man. But anyway, back to the point. So I recorded yesterday. I released a thing basically reviewing her kit, like before we get to all the drama, all the hate, all the aggravation, real quick, what do you think of her? Do you think she's going to be good?
Yeah, I do think she's going to be good. I'm not 100% sure until we see people using her in live arena. That's going to come real fast because we'll get to it. But like you could just buy her outright today if you want to,
for $60 US, right? Is that the cost?
Yeah,
and it's $40 US to buy the pass, the elite pass without all the levels, right?
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
Presumably it will take about a month to get her, but we don't know for sure yet. But yeah, I think the champion herself, she looks like she's got a ton of potential in arena. Like someone first picks a Sifi in live arena. That's normally a terrifying thing because Sifi puts out so many buffs. This champion, Xena, can cut in, get increased attack, nuke them down, ignoring defense. Like it's a pretty powerful option. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure exactly how good she's going to be, but I did some testing on the test server. I thought she seemed solid in this potential.
Yeah, people in my comments were kind of divided. A lot of people were saying like Stone Skin, not gonna be super meta. I actually think she's gonna be really good personally. I still think so because Stone Skin even, it lasts for 2 turns, and she can survive longer than that, or she can wear Stone Skin, whatever. There's a lot of ways, right, that you can mitigate that. A champion like, Candor Fawn, and there's a lot of champions that don't have a solution to Stone Skin that are very good in the arena still. Furthermore, I think she's going to be really cool in Hydra potentially. But anyway, I want to get to the anger, the vitriol, the hate right now. I won't lie. I didn't say anything about anything in my video. And so I told you this off air too. I didn't say anything about anything. I just reviewed her kit, really, and I woke up to quite a few angry tweets, quite a few angry comments, and frankly, this is my 10th year on YouTube, dude, and I've never seen more people angry at me. I don't think they're angry at me, like maybe they are, I don't know, but I think they're angry at the situation, and just like no matter what anybody says, they're just gonna we talked a little bit about this off air. They're just gonna vent because what else can they do? And rightfully so, by the way, we're gonna talk about like why, right? So what has you've been awake longer than me. What is your assessment of why before I share my feedback and what I think about everything, my response to all the anger right now, what is your assessment of like what are you hearing from the community?
Oh, well, the community, there is no question, absolutely, they hate it so much. I would say it is quite literally 99% literally people absolutely hate this pass right now. 1% are like, it's not that bad, but it's overwhelmingly negative, of course, because it's that $40 price tag. And that's something that a lot of people have pointed out is that's in the US where the tax is quite low. Like in a lot of other countries and a lot of other currencies, it's even more expensive, and perhaps even massively more expensive proportional to people's actual incomes. So that's the big thing, is that people find that this is just super pricey for a price that they would expect a battle pass type thing in a game to be priced at. You would expect it to be much lower. So yeah.
How do you feel? Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll tip my hand and like share an opinion here. I didn't know, like, frankly, okay, I feel like an idiot, right? Because I didn't know what the cost is going to be on this thing. Yeah. I'm just going to be real, right? I assumed that they would put the champion, the legendary, behind a paywall, right? Like the Whirlum Frost King, like, wasn't Whirlum behind a paywall? Am I making that up?
That's right. So I believe the original Battle Pass was $25, I think. And that gave you a Void Legendary.
Okay. So they give you a Void Legendary, who was underwhelming, but still a Void Legendary that you got for $25 on the original Battle Pass. I kind of naively assumed that they were going to do the exact same thing. I was actually thinking cheaper in my head. I was thinking, like, call me crazy, man. Like, obviously, in hindsight, this is so dumb and wrong. But I was thinking like $10, like $9.99. Oh, wow. You know, because I think I'm blinded. Shame on me, by other games' battle passes, and I feel like 5 or 10. Euro or dollar or pounds. I feel like that's kind of the standard, you know? So I think I naively kind of thought that. So I guess I owe everybody an apology for not mentioning, but even though I didn't, frankly, I didn't know the cost, but I guess I should have waited. Now, I learned my lesson. I'm not waking up at 4 a.m. to throw a video live without knowing the cost of anything. But dude, so I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to go against, both of us. I feel like we're not afraid to, piss some people off, right? Okay, if we're playing devil's advocate here, and I want to be clear, this is not my opinion, but they do guaranteed champion events, right? And those cost similar for a legendary, if you had to buy the shards and get it guaranteed. But people don't really complain about that, at least not to this volume, to this extent. So couldn't you look at this, if I wanted to put a glass half full and say, hey, now for free, no matter what, every 30 days, I'm getting a sacred shard now. I'm getting, this auto battles and energy and silver, whatever the heck is on the free track, right? And they already came out and said that they're still going to do the champion chases, the 7-day login champions, like the UDKs and the Sun Wukongs and all of those. They're still going to run those at the same time as the champion pass. So couldn't you look at this and just say, okay, I mean, this is a net gain, kind of.
Yeah,
Dare I say that? Dare I say that? I feel like
it is true. Like if you go in and you spend nothing, right? You're getting more stuff than you would have had nothing before, because there was no champion pass. Now there's the champ pass. You do get stuff for free. And the funny thing is, I would say on the whole, the free pass probably has better rewards on it, minus the legendary, than the paid pass, which is kind of crazy. But like, there's some decent gear in there. The multi battles are great, especially if you're on mobile. A sacred shard, that's nice. So like going in just for free and doing the challenges, they look to be pretty darn easy. You're gonna get some nice free stuff. So that's a win. Like,
so we don't have a problem. Yeah. No one has a problem with a free track. It's actually great. No. It's great, great free track. They add the sacred back in. Awesome. No one really has a problem with the champion herself. Everybody has a problem, and it sounds like, and this is what I truly feel. It's like, dude, the fact that they branded this as a champion pass and a battle pass makes us think that it might be like semi affordable, like every other game, and the cost is just ridiculously high. I mean, does it all come down to that?
Yeah, exactly. I think, and I'll play a bit of devil's advocate as well, because you brought up the point about like a guaranteed champion event. But like, even if you looked at, I just want to buy shards, hold them in a 2x event, and try to get a legendary champion, you're looking at probably 150 to 200, maybe even 300 for a void dollars. Like, you're looking at a crazy amount of money to buy a legendary. So I think it is a fair point to say, well, from a Plarium perspective, right, if a legendary is typically costing like $150 or more, to actually give you one for $40, let's say 30 minus the cost of all the other stuff in the pack or so, they're like, oh, it's a bargain by Plarium standards, right?
By Plarium standards.
I think that's a fair point. Like, if you are the type of person that is going to go out, buy tons of shards and pull them in these events, right? Xena looks to be actually a pretty solid champion. Getting a pretty solid champion for 40 compared to the value you would get from buying shards and pulling them in like even a 2x event or whatever, is actually pretty decent. So Like there is that. I think that the bigger thing is what you said. It's about this being a battle pass, which is it's typically it's supposed to be, you know, the best value thing in a game. Like the core of the low spender is what it's made up of. It's supposed to be low priced, super good value, accessible. I think is one of the main things. Pricing something at $40, right? That's the price of it. Often many AAA games, certainly the price of a AA game, right? Brand new on launch day, that's a AA game, entire video game.
I could buy a whole game or get a chance at Xena.
Xena. Yeah, right.
And it's really tough when you look at it that way, man. And I agree with you, dude. Do you think, I mean, let's be real here, right? Plarium's not going to hear the community. They're not going to change anything, right? I mean, it's too late, right? I mean, not too late. They're just not going to do it.
Yeah. You know, one thing that's really interesting, the reason they stopped doing the battle pass back in the day was that they said like the player retention was really bad. And presumably as well, I think it's reasonable to speculate that player spending actually went down because of the battle pass. And I do wonder if it's something to do with the value, right? So let's say they brought out the Zena Pass and let's say there were some shards in it, some like books in it, great stuff that everyone wants. And it was $20, right?
Yeah.
Imagine a new player comes in, goes like, oh, wow, the Xena Pass, this looks great. I remember Xena, fantastic. It's a great ad for the demographic age, right?
Sure, right?
They buy this pass, and they're like, oh, this is great. I'm having a great time. Xena's great. This is super fun. Hey, maybe I'll buy some shards to get another champion. And then they go and they look at like how much shards cost and how many shards you need to buy a champion. And they go, wow, that's just crazy. I'm never going to do that. I wonder if that's why it is so expensive, that if they were to give us something really good value, because the rest of the game is pretty bad value.
I know.
It puts you off spending, right? They have to keep it being fairly bad value to match up with how the rest of the stuff is priced, because that's their sort of set pricing for the game. It's how they made so much money, because they have made so much money off of Raid. It's been very effective. And I wonder if they're sort of restrained by that. They actually cannot do something good.
Yeah, it's
right?
No, they put themselves in a pretty crappy situation here, and honestly, it's tough because as a CC, right? I wanna cover this stuff, right? Because people do care. At the same time, like I don't. Do you have how many mythicals do you have, Nubs?
Oh, I don't have any. I think I've got like 2 or 3 mythical souls, right? They're in the soul portal.
So do I, right? I have like way more souls than I do mythicals, which is 0 as well. And it's like, it puts us in a weird position where it's just like, I'm sure you're at the same point that I am right now, but I've made this bold commitment not to pull any primals and not to I don't have any mythicals, right? So I'm not doing any guides on them, but I'm starting to see more and more like, Ash, why aren't you doing any guides on mythicals? Like, come on, bro, like whatever. And then you get, so I imagine it might be the same thing. It's just like you're in an impossible situation here, I feel like, honestly, because you want to take a stand and at the same time, you want to actually cover the content because that's what a lot of your viewers want to see, the new content, you know? So how do you approach that?
I for me personally, I generally just sort of avoid taking a stand as much as possible. Like I try to just let people know what I'm doing, what I think of it, and then I sort of leave people to do their own thing, and I sort of hope that they leave me to do my own thing as well. So like I do tend to do, like I did a guide on Xena, and that's cool. I'd probably do stuff on her in the future. Like I'm going to talk to, like, I've got big old Krakens in my clan, right? I'm going to try get a big old Kraken who's got Xena, like, today, and brought her into live arena, like, high end.
And that'd
see,
be
like,
cool.
how does she look?
To see how she,
The way I look at it as well is you're sort of informing your viewers, right? Your viewers want to go out to perhaps potentially purchase this pass or purchase primal shards or whatever it is. Us as content creators, we're like, well, this is what the champion is like. This is what it will do for you. This is what you're buying with your money. It's
you
just
make the
informing
decision.
them. And then they can make the decision based off of that. So that's how I look at it.
I mean, I think that's a pretty fair way to look at it. I would love to hear from you guys, my viewers. Like, what do you think about this? Like, do you want to see a guide on Xena, Warrior Princess? Or are you
trademark?
Trademark, copyright. Please don't demonetize and kill my channel and strike me. But how do you guys feel about it? Are any of you guys actually going to buy this pass? I would love to hear from you guys, because if we see, like, I'm just going to read a few of my comments from this video, And let's see, I'm guessing there's not going to be a lot of positivity, but I guess the next 7 days we get loads of videos from CC's talking about Xena and how great she is the number one. I love the collaboration. Great. I think this hero kit is OP. It's a selling feature. The power creep in the arena is getting more obvious than ever. But this should be another free champion that all like Ninja, not pay to win. It's greedy and underhanded. So I feel like, again, I think that the comparisons here from the community are that she should have just like a big IP like this. I think a lot of it's that it's Xena too, you know, because like a big IP coming to the game, kind of like Ninja in different ways or a Ronda in different ways. I feel like it's something to be like, okay, they want to appeal to the demographic. They've done that to us to a large extent. So let us be able to try her. Like, I think if it was a no-name champion on this pass, it would feel maybe a little bit differently. Do you think I'm right there or no? Or do you think it's just the money? I think it's just the money, right?
I think it's mostly the money. Like, I think if they came out and they're like, it's Xena, Warrior Princess, trademark, copyright, and she's there for $15, I think you wouldn't see any outrage. That's my thought. I think it is pretty much just about the money.
Do you think, do you think that's an interesting one? Do you think as a free-to-play user, it's a hard pass? Thanks for the video. She looks like she's going to be a great champion. I'm tempted to invest. I love it. Looks like... love the looks. So some people are actually kind of but some people, okay, it costs $60 to get her. That's nuts. I Plarium did a great job buying this today. I love the additive. Okay, so I want to ask from your standpoint here, and I want to ask my viewers too, what would be the right pay point for this champion pass? Or is there nothing that would satisfy the community in terms of pay point unless she was on the free track and then you loaded the expensive track, the paid track with all bunch of goodies, like really good stuff, you know, to entice the spender?
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone would say that your second option there would be better. That would be amazing.
I agree. What do you think? Like, what do you think? You know,
I would have thought I would have thought a $25 price point would have been fairly reasonable, given the pricing of stuff in Raid in general. I think that would have been fairly reasonable. I do think that when you look at the reward tracks, like, man, they're really sparse. Like, there's 50k silver, 10 Plarium points and stuff, like, or 5 Plarium points even for some levels. It's just really sparse. They should definitely have cranked that up. But yeah, I would think that for this sort of thing, I would have said $25, $30 with better rewards. Like, not massively better, but actual decent stuff. That would have been kind of my expectation.
Like, even on that haste glyph, like that's got my attention there. That little haste glyph there on the pay track, but it's one, bro. Give me 5.
That could be 5. Yeah, it could be 5. Yeah,
I want 5, man.
Right.
So yeah, $40 does not seem like the right price point. I agree. I think that, like, honestly, $19.99 seems to me to be like, I'm sure people would still complain, and I get it. But I feel like that price is just ridiculous, man. It sucks too, man. It sucks, but because there's a lot of good about this. Again, the sacred and the free track, it's like, it's cool. Yeah. But damn it, man. Damn it, Plarium. Why do you have to rain on every parade, bro? Come on. Yeah, so it's a tough one, man. It's a tricky one, but I wanted to bring you on here and kind of get your thoughts. You always have the hot takes, Nub, so I figured it'd be great to ask, and we'll look.
Do you want to say, say hello to my puppy? She's just
we do want to say hello to the puppy reveal. Come here. Thanks for asking.
She's a big puppy.
Oh my goodness!
She's a big dog now.
What's her name?
Her name is Willow.
Willow.
What is going on up here?
Look at her. Oh, man. She's beautiful. How old?
She doesn't care about the camera. She's 9 months old.
Oh, my goodness. She looks like a good girl.
She's a very good girl. Though she broke into the upstairs when we were out yesterday. We were out for about 5 hours. We came back. We're like, where's the dog? She comes trotting down the stairs, which is like, there's a baby gate blocking off the stairs to stop her. We're like, uh-oh. And someone, I won't name names, but somebody had done a dirty business about 1 foot in the door of my office. It was quite gross, right in the carpet. This thing. I was like, I've got to record it here now. This is nasty.
No. Yeah, I guess that's what she thought of the champion pass, man. That's what she was just giving her real-time feedback. That's all, dude. That's all. Well, did you name her after like the show, the movie / video game, Willow?
I didn't, but we did watch the show. Most people
Okay.
hated the show. I thought it was all right. Like, but,
I didn't watch the show. The only thing I know about Willow is that like it was an 80s show, right? If I remember correctly.
It was a movie, yeah. It was like a George Lucas movie, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember playing the Nintendo, like 8-bit Nintendo game. I'm sure I'm older than you, but like you don't remember that, do you? You don't remember?
I know.
No. Okay. Fair enough. Well, YouTube it. It was a pretty good game, actually.
Okay.
But hey, man. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for sharing Willow, ending on a good positive note here. I'm sure there'll be tons of content over on Nub's channel, both, opinions on the new champion and everything you need to know about all these passes and stuff like that. I hope that Plarium makes a change, dude, but I'm almost positive they absolutely won't.
Yeah.
But hey, man, in the future, hopefully they learn from this. I feel like it's all about branding and messaging, right? And there's different ways to do it where they probably could have given more people access to this champion and still made money, if they had thought about it differently. Right. But anyway, that's going to be the video, guys. Thank you so much, Nub, for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me on.
Guys, thanks for watching. And as always, take care.